Hello, and welcome back to The Wake. This is a 1v1 tourney, brought to you by me, Brian. It's another day, another series, and another passion-fueled cast. We're almost at the end of the group stages. How are the results compared to your expectations so far? Both our players today have won their first series in The Wake, and have their chance to reach the finals bracket without a loss today. Feenix and Rehzzy are ready, or they were. In real life they have already played, I guess. Our friendly backbone of the tournament, Danny Boy, is here again. How are you doing, pal?
Quite well. Always enjoyable. Bit of an interesting time. These two lads had unfortunately waited for a period of time. Still been battling around in their respective teams, fields and everything else in between. Good save. Shot by Rehzzy, decent enough. There was a small snipe as well around the corner. Played Fusher and Rehzzy respectively. Bit of a headline act those were. Quick little start, sniped it into, perfectly timed so too. But when you can put that amount of pressure on, it's only a matter of time. Calmly taken, the hook would have been nice but too obvious. The fake, however, perfectly done. Just not able to get the speed around. Forces Rehzzy into this one. Tucks it way home. Just simply sublime, arguably the best ones player. In terms of quality, at least in this one, in my opinion, with Rehzzy. There's a few candidates who can make an argument. And the other opposing group, apparently Jack. Actually, earlier today, he was on Johnny Boy's stream himself. Lost 3-1 in his debut. He's a bit disappointed in himself. Felt like he could have done better. Rehzzy should have done better there too. You had that sit shoot, tucked in and put away. Of course, the benefit with this one, as Brian probably has pointed out in the introduction, there's not really much on stake here other than top of the group. Going 2-0, don't need to play your third match, have the luxury of resting. And right now, Rehzzy is resting his feet on the cushion that is this opposition here at Feenix. Between all of that, Rehzzy battling around in the scene with the gift your game. Takes a couple of results with that too. Well, when you see something that will make the eyes water and shed, and that's a decent play, the bump even executed more better. And this is what I like about Rehzzy. Smart, brings into the corner. Was the 100 boost necessary in the pickup? Well, there could be a bit of an argument either way, but these pressure points here, this is on point. This, however, is the weakness. But Rehzzy gets at least this one in. When you have a shot like that, Feenix, he went with the idea with the in and out save. Gives too much space this time around. Lack of concentration and awareness. Suddenly 3 goals go a march. And Feenix without response and needs at least get one more this time around. Let's pop that up well. But not well enough. And Rehzzy just going around as almost as if it was night time. getting around, enjoying a comfortable 3-goal margin. Decent kick-off, doesn't go for boost, hits it on the volley. It's very simple, very effective. Game 1's just getting larger and larger in terms of how big this lane can be. But the reset is there, and Rehzzy tucks it in, but his recovery's poor for his standards at least. Feenix up and around, lack of control. It's a loss of possession by Rehzzy, but picks it up due to Feenix's desperate need to cling on to it. Just as simple as it gets for Rehzzy. And a fake by Feenix. Throwing one in, generally you can have about one per game. Very early for a series due to how predictable you can be. And Feenix hasn't got the game right now to shake it up. And that's such a good flick. Such good power behind it too. It's a shame. It's all for naught. Goal after goal, it's just being an onslaught at the moment in Feenix. We'll need to certainly find something around here. It's just too slow, too obvious. The Boston playing ones isn't too bad. Especially if Rehzzy wants to assist onto it. And suddenly 2 goals come back within. Gets a chance at least. The backboard. Rehzzy tried to seal the boost there. That was the right play to a certain degree. And suddenly, with 59 seconds left, 3 goals not without the remit. By these 2 players to rattle off a couple of goals in quick concessions. And right now, Feenix, the only concession he'd be selling is a popcorn. Maybe a bottle of soda too. Out back, Rehzzy is controlling the game. Even when shadowing, he's forcing, and Feenix lack of angle. Rehzzy pops it over to the side. That wouldn't will actually do Feenix more harm than good. But the demo will spark at least a bit of thought. That's 4 goals. 4 goals now without response. Rehzzy had a chain of his own slightly a bit longer to get into the situation. Getting rewarded for all the hard work. Standard best of 5 in the groups. He's made this look comfortable. He's making Feenix question sanity as we know it. And Brian, we know game 1. I wonder, does the viewers know how good was Rehzzy's stats?
Let me tell you, Rehzzy was peppering Feenix with shots this game, quite the aggressive one it seems.
Well, the onslaught in game 2 can keep on coming. Rehzzy enjoying such an onslaught, as I said, 15 shots to 11. That opening really by Feenix wasn't necessarily bad. It was the mid part of the game was the issue. Game management needs to be much better, and if he got that bum bomb, that would have been signifying. At least though Rehzzy, I am not getting walked over. Oh, then that boost by Rehzzy, that's just teasing, that's tantalising. Would make any man go mad. And he's just feathering the boost ever so much. Just having a consistency behind it too. But here he is. Will he go for it? Fix it once, fix it twice. The third time sets himself, aligns it. This is good. But this time it was better by Feenix. Waited for the opportunity. Challenged straight. This time flicked straight at the keeper. Needs to be tucked away. That time it does so. One's is such a horrible game just to get right. And the moment you think you have it perfected, there's always somebody who can outbeat you. Right now, Feenix has got to be that man to beat Rehzzy. Almost David versus Goliath. And right now, Feenix is playing that role to perfection. Up, round, sink that one home. Suddenly near enough, for the sake of 20 seconds. 2 goals. Could have been comfortably looking at 3 there. Challenge. This ball will loop its way back into the middle. It's just a matter of possession. No boost here, so you'll see the corner being used. Good by Feenix. Keeps the boost grabs. Should leave the corner one just to tease and bait in Rehzzy. But look at this backlick game one. Brings it to the corner. And that's good awareness. Realised what Feenix was going to do. Just brings it across now. So at this point here, Rehzzy will either go for a flick or a hook. And he's now going to pressurise. He's had enough now. So a second point. Sailing that one. No challenge just yet. And Feenix has handed possession all over again. But at this point here, 2 goals up, even the illusion that Rehzzy might seem on top. That's what Feenix will be thinking. A couple of good saves here and there, just jotted into this timeline that we are knowing that is reality. Tries to bait the fade, near enough gets it. Now across the hook. No, the air dribble, the bump. Up, round, and bang it goes. Rehzzy doesn't make him watch it. Rehzzy has Feenix like a puppet on strings, pulling at them and making them work. The only problem is the puppet might become the puppeteer at this point. Feenix is no pushover. He will not be liking the disrespect that has been put upon him. But when you give Rehzzy a cheap goal like that, you can only ask yourself, well, really, do I deserve to be on the same field as him? Goes across, will be going for the boost again. Doesn't need to go for it and doesn't need to steal it. Challenge that time around. So keeping the pressure, but by doing so, gets demoed and this should be tucked away, crossbar affected. But diverge nonetheless into the net. And after that time suffering, had the lead, had it took away from him, restored with less than a few seconds. 4 to be precise. Back within it. Nor kick-off going in his favour. It'll be another 100 boost for Rehzzy. Realistically, we trying to close a bit of space while keeping the boot spots open. And that's perfection on the shot. That forced Rehzzy into an awkward situation. And this is the rewards because of it. Shooting top right. Forces Rehzzy into the save. And he decided to play it into the green, the pressure. No boost, so be a couple of fakes. Pops it high up. Gets the boost for it now. Just a matter of where does Rehzzy want to place this ball to make it 100% efficient and effective. And so far, he's toying. And every time he's just letting Feenix. It's almost like a cat and mouse game. Lets him go for a bit. And suddenly brings it back within grasp. The only question, the only worry that's on my head. So how many times can you do it before it backfires? And this is the most important kickoff Rehzzy will have in this series. This will dictate how this will go. Gets the goal. An OT certainly becomes a realistic outlet. Game's gone surely now after that one. That's a slip up. Suddenly that lead doesn't look so secure. That Rehzzy was gonna dismantle it. Suddenly Feenix found a little bit of the extra paddle, gets it too, but suddenly 25 seconds left. Be gutsy if Rehzzy's able to get it back, but the way he's been playing so far, this is not 100% Rehzzy. Feels like an old calculator at this point, using the sun as battery life. The only issue is he's in a dark, dusty room. Oh, brilliant. As the clock ticks down, maybe Rehzzy might recharge himself. Game 2, shockingly, going to Feenix this time.
Feenix returning some of that aggression draws the series to a level 1-all. The players probably didn't know there would be a prize pool. Let's make the surprise even bigger.
Someone said the scoreline be that close. 8-6, 8-5 within that region as well. The thought on your mind would be going, how well was Rehzzy playing? If I told you it was 1 apiece in a series term, you might have thought I was going crazy. Now, believe it or not, it is 1 series apiece. Give credit to Feenix. Rehzzy has not been playing, and he's changed his car, changed his boost. He's tinkering around with all the assets that he has, and it's Feenix who suck what he's got, work with what he's got, execute it with certain points what he can achieve, and so far he's being rewarded for it. Rehzzy 27 boost will collect the 100. Good stop, into the corner it goes. Will Rehzzy take a cheap shot? Tried to. Has to be a little bit more better than that. Feenix will not be allowing these cheap ones. This, however, is though. And he's put it wide. Wide. A gaping wide open net. It looks so easy. This is beautiful. He's executed that well, to be fair to Rehzzy. He's bringing these back, forcing. As the angle turned around on his car, just making sure that he's on his eyes. Oh, go on. It's not going to go in. Gotta give Rehzzy, he's trying for everything possible. Doomsday Dish not even going for him. Rehzzy. This model might be discontinued if it keeps on going. And so far, the only way for Feenix is to keep his own mental state fixed onto this game. Not to let what Rehzzy's done distract him. He's done a decent job here. Half the game goalless so far. Much better. At least in terms of the scoreboard. Feenix. Well, he was a bit unsure here and spikes the ball. He's turned it wide but brings it back on the last touch. Sometimes it's not pretty. Series, but they do. Battle of space. Battle of hitting the ball too. Rehzzy gets rewarded for exactly that waiting. Not a high level mechanic, but it's something that low end players suffer on it. Everybody thinks you have to go fast and speedy. Every touch has got to be a big booming clearance. So far, hasn't been like that. It's been a bit of style and substance. There's once more Rehzzy pulling it all the way back. Feenix will have to find a way of countering this at some junction in the series. It's allowed to happen to him. Those balls themselves are difficult to deal with, especially on the angle that Feenix sometimes allows himself on. Here we are, one quick little shot. Goes Rehzzy. Brings it back. 60 seconds will be the warning. This series has a lot riding on it. And Rehzzy, from toddler to adult, grows up, takes out, and says goodbye. Feenix not willing to give up just yet. Not without calling first and saying welcome back. You may not want me, but I'm here. That flick on par. Decent amount of spacing too to force Rehzzy in a sticky situation. Both 100 boost grab and Rehzzy. Seeing Feenix went with the challenge. This has to be a curveball up in the air. Volley seems the likelihood. Rehzzy, he had to know he had no boost. Didn't respect it either in this cat and mouse game. Could become such an issue. That's good placement, but Feenix better defense. Sandwich the ball already, and this 100 boost versus effectively nothing. Matter of time. Clean series with 11 seconds riding on him. This time Rehzzy throws the fake and the 100 boost grab up to the wall. They'll slow it down, bring it into the corners, to the side, anywhere that Feenix isn't even near. And here Rehzzy, one last more, a bit of style, a bit of flourish. Sadly that flower disintegrates. But the thought of Feenix blossoming in Game 3, well, sadly not going to be the case as Rehzzy marches within one.
Rehzzy reaches match point with a tough win. Will the renewed pressure change how Feenix plays now?
Listen to that engine roar, the wiggle by Rehzzy. You must tell that he's grinning. Smirking behind that window shield of his there. Already knowing that he has this game where he wants it. Two quick concessions of goals. Didn't take long for Rehzzy to stamp his authority. He wants the win. He wants it now. He is done toying, surely. Not the first time we've seen Rehzzy go on a tear. Decent save. The recovery simply there. The shot needed to have been tucked better. More power. Had it been something other than that. For sake of argument, 30 seconds going 3 goals. Feenix, what do you have in the tank to force Rehzzy out of this state that seems to be unchallenged? And that was a desperate flick. He knew Rehzzy was coming. Didn't know whether it was the demo and forced him into an early flick. It was good, don't get me wrong. But it was weak, limp. And here he is once more, Rehzzy bringing it all the way back. Stealing the boost, forcing the 50. This time it goes against him in the wrong direction. But not being punished by it. Feenix, timid. This time around, takes it onto that sidewall. It'll be a short pass. He backs away, Feenix trying to get a more favourable angle for the 50. Off the post. This will be a 300 boost grab for Rehzzy. Shouldn't have even got to this point. There he is, Feenix, in our flick this time. Had at least a gasp of a chance of getting on in. Same Rehzzy had a different gasp. He went, really? That's the shot you went for? Okay. How about I'll save this one, like the others. And the next one. Or will he even get a chance for another? Well, he's going to be needing to see at least where this one's going. That's much better! Oh! The fact that the post... There's a plot against Feenix from scoring. That time it goes in. Madness. The series it has turned out to be. Our shot just too close. Doesn't even go for the bump. A small courtesy bump from either the two. Little gesture in between. Feenix, he hasn't ripped a shot really from distance or these flicks, and that's a beauty. Responded with one of a nice shot. A nice one indeed by Rehzzy. He gives a courtesy. Okay, that was good. I can see why you were invited. But the Invitational itself, this tournament, expects a bit more better on the quality. Feenix this game has not shown that temperament, that desire to reach to that point just yet. And Rehzzy's just toying with him at this point, but he will be punished for this one. Suddenly within that idea, and Feenix might have struck one more goal from the kickoff. It's gonna be requiring a little bit more than unusual. Unsuccessful. Feenix had chances like this before throughout the series. Hasn't tucked it in, hasn't been as clinical as his last game. But Rehzzy will not be caring about that. He knows he's within one. One more goal and he has a chance to see himself further on. And Feenix, slow, out of the gate. And here he is. Feenix are blasting these shots. In 30 seconds. Will we see an OT? Are we looming to that possibility? Feenix has other suggestions. But Rehzzy stamps his foot down and says no. Well, here we are. The chance to grab the top seeds. At least for Rehzzy, here, now, when he has the advantage. And Feenix closes him on down. And that will do! Shouldn't have got to this point. There's an upset lurking, and Brian, the top seed is still within grasp for Feenix. Can he do it?
Feenix does indeed earn at least a 5th game, but who will earn the top seed from this group?
Well, this format was used not to play every possible round robin stage. Line up the best, give an extra length for some potential slow starters, and here we go. Feenix versus Rehzzy. They've had 2 games apiece. 4 games played out of a potential 5. The decider itself. Rehzzy might regret it not settling within the first 3. Maybe even the last game too. That shot, all the pressure, all that build-up, wasted by such a pointless shots. Fired it on target because he can, not because he should. Rehzzy takes the first one. Now it's Feenix who has to do all that work again, chasing and keeps on chasing just to make the point he deserves to be here. And Rehzzy, like a broom, sweeps around and takes out the trash. The only problem is Feenix isn't trash. He's made of bones, blood, and his heart is beating. The adrenaline rushing into probably potential and basic mistakes now. One more goal and you can almost sense Rehzzy will have a similar structure to his gameplay now. Will he just toy it and bring it back to his own sides? Don't allow Feenix to have a simple 50. It's a matter of the kickoff. If Rehzzy can keep them strong and keep dictating this game. This time he's done that. 5 goals, 4-1. Could easily become into another digit known as 5. We've seen that number flash around, and Feenix. Hesitation in between flick, fake, stop, drop, and roll, and the only thing that he's rolled is his ashes at this point. And a few eyes has probably turned to. We expected Rehzzy to come into this as the hot favourite. You would have been foolish to expect anything else. And here he is once more, showing to the rest, even on his worst days, he is still better than most of what Europe has to offer. That bump will not even faze Rehzzy. It's just a matter of time before the clock dwindles down and Feenix will write his GG and move on. He's got beat by the better man and he's still hanging on, and bless him, he hasn't given up. He has not given up. Rehzzy, at least got a decent recovery fix. At least he was going to challenge for the ball in the first time. Saves it, Perez the ball to the side. There's Feenix, no boost for Rehzzy. Does Feenix know that? Does he know it? Well, he certainly will know it after that challenge in the wave dash. Up and round. And Feenix can only just go, what a save. What a lad you are. He gets one back. It's a consolation. But we're looking at that point there and going, that should have been earlier. Should have been at 2 minutes with the chance we'll get 3 goals. And Rehzzy has just done an ideal game management scenario. Waste the clock as much as possible. There we go, 1 minute 39 suddenly. Bit of life, a bit of hope. Gets it within 1 now, Feenix, and you can ask him, how does it feel? And he'll say it, great, but I've got to get 1 more. That's not great, it's just a simple outcome. The factors that has been outlaid by Rehzzy, the requirements. Do you want to get any further? Do you want to beat me? Well, I have another chance here, putting this one on. This is good. That's excellent. Got it up, round, and past him. Now, a kick-off goal. That's a bit of the work done. Like tripping on your shoelace, this one. 3 goals. Rehzzy saw go past him without even a response. Slows it down, Cats. He's going to make this so awkward. Probably go for the side boost. Cuts it in the middle, and this will have to be a straight-on volley. It was so too. Rehzzy couldn't cover that side quick enough, and again, this opportunity of going within 1, back within Feenix's grasp. The chance is there. He will throw everything at this, surely. And Rehzzy can only do what's humanly possible. Long clears, 50s, and make sure not to concede. Well, he's done a small conversion, keeping the ball on the right side of the field. That's a waste of possession. Feenix responding likewise. That's nerves. That's a great save. Spicy under the circumstances. Up, round. No boost. And this was right in. Oh, ho, ho. Feenix, go on, my son. 19 seconds before an OT. 16 seconds that one lasted. We might not even reach that point. And Rehzzy punches that one to the side. A couple of fakes thrown in. No loose challenges held on out. It will be do or die for this top seed. Thankfully not elimination. We'll see at least them back again at some point. But OT it is. Oh, we couldn't ask this for any more better. A straight kick-off and Feenix is out right 1-up. 100 boost grab. It will be probably a volley or a flick. It's a flick straight on to Rehzzy. Couple of little in and out drags by Rehzzy. Pops this one round and Feenix has done it. He's done it. He's beaten Rehzzy. That will be an orgasmic experience for him. That's the GG's. That's the roll. Enjoy it while you can. Rehzzy is damaged. He has his wounds exposed. They will be hurting. Who else will be sitting around and watching?
Feenix looked to be losing for sure, but has fought hard to take this victory today. We have our number 1 seed from Group A, and it is Feenix. That was a stressful series to watch, at least I think so anyway. Rehzzy may have lost today, but he'll be back to play again in the second qualifier match. Groups will be a thing of the past soon. Hopefully you've been enjoying them. Everyone who has been supportive of the Wake, with your kind words and constructive feedback, thanks. Thanks to the less kind folks too, for the entertainment. I will see you all next time, okay? This is The Wake. I am your host and friend, Brian.